Are you thinking about joining an Irish session? Or maybe have you already joined one and feeling a little bit lost? Well, not to worry, we've all been there, and myself included. Stick around because I've got some advice I want to share with you. Advice that I wish I knew before I started. It makes that mountain an awful lot easier to climb. Unless you're some Mozart-like talented person, you're not going to know the tune right away. This is perfectly fine. We're all human. We need time to learn, and you're more than likely no different. When I'm learning a new song, I like to avoid sheet music as much as I can, but I do want to mention I do use sheet music as an aid to help me learn faster. But it always helps to know how the song sounds. Let's imagine it's your first session and you haven't a clue what they're playing, and let's assume you've little to no knowledge of Irish music. In the group, there's definitely somebody who is more than willing to help you. Listen to the song or songs first, and then after they're finished playing, politely ask somebody, what was the name of that song? Or what was the name of that tune? And then write it down in a notepad on your phone. More than likely they played a set of tunes as well, that's worth noting, which is basically more than one tune played together. So they might give you more than one name. This is perfectly normal as well. Don't be surprised at all, but also don't be surprised if they don't know the name of the tune. Irish music is learned by ear, and honestly, the hardest part of learning Irish music is remembering all the names of the tunes. To take it a step further, you could also record the songs. And when you ask the name of the tunes, save the file as the name of the tune, or at least something you'll remember. The reason I mentioned the latter there is if it's a set of tunes, it's likely that the name will be too long to save as a file on your phone. So maybe you could name it as set 1 and then link that name together with the actual names of the tunes in a notepad. All of these bits of advice are key to help you sit back, enjoy and listen to the tunes, record them, write the names down, and then you can practice the songs at home. So listen back to your recordings and try and repeat what you hear. But don't worry, if you're having trouble learning by ear, in the next section I'll have some great resources to help you along in your Irish music journey. Just like any genre of music, there are songs that are very common. Things like the Kesh Jig, Cooley's Reel, Banish Misfortune, Harvest Home, Drowsy Maggie, there's tons. If you learned these before going to an Irish music session, you're basically laughing. Now, I'm going to give you, if you didn't know it already, the best Irish music resource out there, and it's all free. So what you want to do is go to www.thesession.org. This website has everything you need, but just follow along with me here and I'll guide you to where you can find the most popular songs. Because upon arriving at this website, you don't really see anything apart from a header up here and a search bar. So the first thing you want to do is click Tunes at the top, right? Now you'll notice that the search bar changes a little bit. So under the drop-down menu, all tunes, right here. Click that. Let's choose jigs, all right? Now, we can choose the key here or search for a name, but we're going to leave it at that and we're going to click search. And then there you have it. Here is the top jigs, right? And you can continue on to the next page. Basically, I believe this is ranked by how many people have saved it to their tune books. So essentially how many people have added it to their favorites. So it's ranking it in order of top to bottom. So if you click on the Kesh Jig here, right, you'll see that as of today, 6,875 people have added it to their tune books. And if we go back here, Morrison's Jig, then we've got like 5,400, okay? So we go back into the Kesh, right, because that's a very popular song. And if you scroll down here, you'll see, here's the sheet music. Here's the ABC notation as well, if it's easier for you. But here's the sheet music. And the best bit about this is that you've also got the audio. So if you click this here, you can also change the tempo, change the speed of the song. This is brilliant for helping you to learn. So you can listen to this and read it and play it at the same time. This is how I learn a lot of my tunes. So highly recommend it. Down here, you can click this print button and it will give you a nice printing option, right? So, you can save it as a PDF, but here's the sheet music there and you can You can save it as a PDF, you can print it out, whatever you want to do. Keep it in a file, whatever works for you. So this is great, especially if you're not a master of sheet music. You have the ability to listen to the song and try and play it that way, but you've also got the sheet music to kind of help you along. This is the key to helping you learn songs super quick. So what I would recommend doing here is repeat the process I just showed you, but do it for hornpipes, reels, slip jigs, and polkas at least. Slides also, they're good fun too. Learn the top few songs for each category and you will be so surprised at how many of them you'll hear at the sessions. This will give you a massive advantage. Now, let's assume that you've learned a few songs. You've whipped your tin whistle out and you're ready to blast some tunes down in the local pub. Don't let your confidence get you ahead of yourself. There's not many things more awful sounding than a badly played tin whistle. Maybe a badly played fiddle, but I don't think anybody's done research on that. But my point here is, now let's assume that you've learned a few songs off thesession.org. You're sitting down and your group starts playing Cooley's Reel. Be aware of your surroundings. A tin whistle can pierce through all other instruments with its high pitch. So just take it easy, don't play too loud, it's not a competition. It's very easy to make this mistake. We're not naturally aware of other people playing in the group at first. One of my lecturers back in college had pointed this out in one of the first few weeks of contemporary music. We were all in it for ourselves, basically. We sounded absolutely awful. We had bass guitars drowning out singers who were supposed to be the main part. So take it easy and try and play at a decent volume so that you support the rest of your group. And here's a pro tip. If you're not sure of the song, if you're playing the tin whistle, for example, you don't need to blow into the mouthpiece. Just blow over the window of the mouthpiece and practice the song that way. If you're confident you can match the tempo, then go along and play. This can work with most other instruments too, like a mandolin and banjo. You can mute the strings with your wrist at the base of the strings. You'll eventually fall into a good flow then and be part of the session in no time. I've never come across a session that is not welcoming to new players. The only scenario I can imagine is if they are some kind of professional group and either they are performing professionally or you have to pay to be a part of the group. Though even in the latter there, they'd usually let you play along and then somebody will invite you to formally join their practices outside of the pub. For example, I joined a session here in the city through a friend. We met in the pub, I played where I could, but they practice formally in the city hall every month, so I pay €15 every year, which covers the cost of some printing and renting the city hall room. But they're partnered with the pub they play in, so essentially they are their live music. So just keep it in mind. But honestly, in this case, being polite and a bit of humility goes an awful long way. Something like, hey, I play a bit of banjo, would it be possible for me to join in later on or on one of the other days? Being polite and friendly is the best way to move forward. Look, I know it can be daunting for most of us. I myself had struggled an awful lot with social anxiety throughout my life. The initial hurdle is always the worst, asking to join. The sickness, sweating, hot and cold, knots in my stomach and tight chest and shaking. All just to ask, can I play music with you? When I say it out loud, it sounds kinda silly, but these are real feelings and they can't really be ignored. My best advice is just don't take it too serious. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of fun, a hobby to be shared with other cool people interested in Irish music. And 99.99% of the time, you'll always reflect back and say, why was I so worried? Don't take anything personal. You are who you are, you're trying to practice Irish music for whatever reason you might have. Connect with Irish roots, practice an instrument, or just build a hobby. Whatever it may be, we're all in the same boat. We were all in the same boat. So just take it easy and enjoy the session. Joining a session can feel intimidating at first, but it's one of the best ways to grow as a trad musician. Listen, learn, respect the vibe, and before long you'll be right at home. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about the music, the people, and the crack. So look, thanks a million for watching the video. If you've made it this far, please hit that like button and subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. I'll be continuously releasing videos about Irish music. If this is your first time here, check out my channel where I dive into other topics all related to Irish music. If you've any experiences with Irish sessions recently, let me know down in the comments. I'm sure you have some similar or funny stories. But anyway, look, thanks a million. Thanks again. I hope you all have a great day. All the best. Cheers.